I would say this video contains spoilers, but more than that, it's more theories than anything else, because the Zariman was first introduced when they showed us the Duviri Paradox. More importantly than that, it is described as a plug blocking the void. When it has appeared in the Angels of the Zariman quest, they literally refer to it as a plug stuck in a hole, and if they removed it, it would release the void. Why is this important? We can see the whole ship. It's not just the front of the ship sticking out. You can see the side. More importantly than that, look what's behind it. That's trees. There are trees and stones. That sky in the background. In case you didn't know, the Duviri Paradox is going to be, or was supposed to be, the next open world for Warframe. Instead we got Deimos. There's nothing really wrong with Deimos. All of the problems they have fixed. It just took them a year to get round to fixing it. But this is Warframe here, and it's not like the game was built on constant updates, and now we have to wait years for them to fix updates instead of weeks. Hey, I guess that's just how the world is since 2020, but we don't go down that rabbit hole. That, on the other hand, this could be what is... this is where spoilers are going to come massively into it. Because during the new war quest, you gain a different operator called the Drifter. You get to choose. Do you want to continue using your operator, or do you want to start using the Drifter? And the Drifter is, of course, a grown-up version of your operator. You'll notice everything stays almost the same, apart from the fact that the eyes are wrong. Anything you change here should have changed there. But during the new war quest, he turns around and says something about he should have stayed on the Duviri Paradox. And of course, the first time we actually got to see the Zariman in any kind of way was when it is referred to, or looks like it's being referred to, as the town from the Duviri Paradox trailer. And I've been putting that off since the new war came out, looking for something more, I don't want to say concrete, but kind of closer imagery of the Zariman, because we have a small little clip of it during that, and really it's kind of still in the void and all that palaver, but now we can see it. You can see the area behind it. So I'm going to take a guess and say the Duviri Paradox is probably going to be on the other side of the void from where we are now. And the Zariman itself is going to be kind of a gateway to the Duviri Paradox. I'm hoping that when they do this, because really it's not just a different universe, it's a different timeline where the Drifter is from, and prime weaponry is just found in holes in the floor, apparently, and the horses are roaming around in the void. Skeleton horses. Love to know who that person is on the horse. It would be a great way to reintroduce characters into the game that may or may not have disappeared during the new war, and well, we can get into why that's kind of important, but we're not going to. It has done more on raising questions as to what is on the other side of the Zariman than it has anything else, because you can very, very clearly see trees and land, and considering the size of the actual Zariman, that is some rather big trees. So is it going to be removed from there? Is it going to retreat back into the void? Is it going to be a gateway where everything's going to be the same, but without the angels? Because in theory, the angels and everything else, are they still there in the Duviri Paradox? Is it going to be the same ship? Is it going to be the same syndicate? I really hope they add a new syndicate, though, if they actually release that, because with everything that has happened since December of 2021, they are lining up for tenncon 2022 to show off the Duviri Paradox and to show off what is basically going to be the new open world map. I've been looking forward to this because I like playing in the Void. It is just visually more appealing than anywhere else. That and the Lure. I like playing on Lure as well. Whether this becomes a thing or not, who knows? Hopefully that is where this is all aiming towards. But hopefully that's not the 32 update, because I think waiting, wow, 7 months for another 0.5 update? That would be a bit of a push from a game built on constant updates. But more than likely that's what will happen, and well, only time will really tell. After we have the first dev stream from when they have released this update, then they will probably talk about what's coming next, and they may even mention the Duviri Paradox beforehand. We don't know, we just have to wait, but the fact that you can see land in the Void behind the Zariman, however you want to pronounce it, yeah. Hopefully, the Duviri Paradox is closer than we are guessing. And since the new war, we basically got answered what that ship was, or what that town was that we now know is the Drifter was heading towards. It's the Zariman, but it's not stuck in the Void in the same way. This one is stuck in from top to bottom. That one is stuck in from front to back. That's why I'm saying, is it the same Zariman, or is it going to be a different Zariman? Is it different syndicates? They could, in theory, have the same people inside of it, but different versions of the same people. They could be angels, but different angels at the same time. There's too many ways they could go with this, and to be fair, they could have all enemies all over again, but looking slightly different. They could literally make the Duviri Paradox such a big update, it's kind of daft, because the Duviri update is basically a different timeline, so they can have it so you go to the Duviri Paradox, and everything in the solar system becomes instantly locked again. Because it's a different timeline. You take your ship in, so you still have everything, but everything on the other side of the Void would be completely and utterly new. The Grineer would look different, the Corpus would look different, some of the weaponry they have would look differently, but would still be the same weapons. It's not like you could get a hold of them, it's the same weapon, they just look differently. There is other companies out there that have done exactly that. I mean, how many different variations of the Fallen or the Cabal are there in Destiny these days? They were added in the first game. They're now on to the second one, and there's 4 or 5 different factions, different versions of them. Technically, yes, I know. If we go to Grineer and we go by name, there is different factions. There's the Arid, there's the normal lot, there's the Drekor, Drudge. Where's the ones up there? We go Frontier. They're from different tile sets and they're all wearing different things. The Kuva ones, yeah. I stopped using my scan hammer about the same time that the Kuva Fortress turned up. So big gaps. That's all I can really say. That's the same enemy, just with a different skin. And they could do it again for the Duviri Paradox and have them kind of void scarred when we go through there. It is something that is easy enough to do. How they are going to do this, I don't know, but this is why I keep saying I'm intrigued to see what they do with this, because the possibilities are endless. Whether they do any of this at the same time, only time will tell, and hopefully we will find out sometime in July when tenncon, wow, that is stuttering like crazy again, when tenncon 2022 happens. But until then, we'll just have to continue to take guesses, and with that we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.